Hi guys, it's Ty again. The Ty Talks Keto. So today I've decided to bring you a recipe. It's for my pecan flour based chocolate chip cookies. They are delicious. I have the recipe, I have a couple of photos, and I have a macro breakdown. So I thought I'd start this video outside. It's a lovely day. It's not really hot yet. It's only about 80 degrees. And I'm about to move into the house, and we're going to just continue on with our recipe and see if we can't get this video shot and put online. Okay, so we've made it back inside. So as you can see from the recipe, yes, I kind of took liberties with just doing a snapshot instead of typing it out myself. The brand is Nature's Eats on the flour. It is their recipe. However, this recipe is not on their website. Now, there's a couple of things with this recipe that I'm going to go ahead and tell you. So, for the chocolate, I use the Lily's semi-sweet, dark. For the sweeteners, the sugar was replaced with white erythritol, which is a 1-to-1 for sugar, and a brown erythritol monk fruit combination. I can't tell any difference, honestly, in the brown sugar and then brown erythritol or the brown monk fruit. So I'm just gonna put it out there so you can decide what you want to use and how you want to adjust your macros up or down based on that. I guess you could add other things like nuts and or peanut butter. A lot of it will depend on how your body reacts to various things based on inflammation, and you know you better than I know you. So I'm going to put up a snapshot of the cookies at the end of the video, and I will give you the macros. So this recipe, on the full recipe, says it makes 72 cookies. I made a half recipe, and the interesting part there is how do you half 3 eggs? I used 1 whole egg, dumped most of the white out of the second egg, and used all the yolk because I prefer the creaminess from the yolk anyway. And when I eat my eggs in the morning for breakfast, I normally have 3 to 4 eggs every morning, 1 to 2 whole eggs, and then 2 yolks, because the white is where the eggy taste comes from. And the truth is, with keto, there's 2 things basically will take you out of ketosis. 3 basic ones, but one is too much protein. The other is too many carbs, whether it's sugar, whatever they are. Too many carbs will knock you out of ketosis. And of course, alcohol, unless you really prefer vodka, or I think it is tequila. And a shot you can probably get by with. It'll knock you out for a few hours. So I'm just putting that in there in case you like alcohol in your cookies. But the cookies turned out well. They have a good consistency, and both myself and my wife thought they were outstanding. So the macros are 71 calories per cookie, 7.2558 grams of fat. If you're using net carbs, it's 0.75 net carbs. If you're using carbs like I do, to me a carb is a carb. I don't do net carbs. They are 11.04 carbs per cookie. Either way, I don't see why you couldn't have one of these every day with a glass of almond milk. If you feel like you need some kind of sweetened milk, that's a good choice, and it doesn't overload you on carbs or protein. So thanks for joining me. Try the recipe. Let me know if you like it. I hope you do. It's not mine, but it was a really good recipe. Oh, and the last thing, they actually called for you to use a butter flavor shortening. I don't use any hydrogenated oils, so I used 2 sticks, or actually in my half batch, I used 1 stick of Kerrygold butter softened. In the whole batch, I'd used 2 sticks, and I don't see the butter causes a problem. Health-wise, I'd say it's a much better choice. So again, thanks for joining me. Have a great day and enjoy. A quick addendum. So my macro breakdown is actually the breakdown for 96 cookies, not the 72 the recipe calls for. And I used this handy dandy melon baller to measure my cookie size out. I just used it basically full, not rounded. And that's just how many cookies I got out of it using this, because I wanted them to all be the same basic size and weight. So when I sit down and weighed them all, I weighed a dozen just sporadically, and every one of my cookies weighed the same. So I think that might be important, that you have your cookies essentially weigh the same so that your macros are fairly accurate if you are one of those people like myself who does count their macros closely. Again, thanks.